Hey everybody, Neil here of Horse Thief. We're going to talk about Disco Infiltrator. That's our new hazy IPA for the HTH Craft Society. And with me today is John Harrell, good friend of mine.
Hi everybody.
John's been coming in here for 8 years now, since the very beginning.
I've been paying your electric for at least 8 years, dude. Easily.
Yeah, thank you.
It's my pleasure.
And we brought John in today because he is a notorious kitchen sink fan.
Yes.
That's all you ever drink.
That is correct.
Yeah. When we don't have it, he gets really upset.
Well, I just feel like you should be brewing it constantly, just for me. But
I don't know if we have that capability.
No, I know.
We need bigger tanks.
It's just another story for rehab. But, you know, it is a great beer. I love it. It is, I love it because it just reminds me of this place. And when I drink it, I think of the family of Horse Thief Hollow. I love coming here because it's just a great place. It's a great community that you've built. And it's just an anchor in our whole community. So that's what Horse Thief Hollow is to me. It is more than a beer.
Well,
So you're going to have to work hard, man.
Never that.
Okay.
Working hard. So I wanted to bring you in, one, because I wanted you to try something new.
Okay.
And I thought that would be fun. And two, I also wanted to kind of put a spotlight on you. So that during the pandemic, you had done a small business spotlight featuring local businesses and what they do well, and just introducing and doing some marketing with them. So tell us why you did that and like what it was all about.
I was losing my mind. I am a person that needs people. And going into isolation, I was like, oh my gosh, I bouncing off the walls. And another friend of mine said, go do commercials for the businesses that you insure and I thought, wow, that's a great idea. So because the creative aspect of it was, I just needed something to do. But then I wanted to actually give things back to businesses that, whether I work with them or not, sometimes the time that people come to me is when they're having the worst day of their life. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't see what I do until like they are in an auto accident or a house is on fire or a flood, you know, something like that. But it just seemed like positive. I'm just going to go out and do it. Yeah. And it's just been fun.
Well, I know all the small businesses in the area really appreciate it. And we need as many boosts as we can get. And you did a great job with that.
Oh, so thanks, man.
And so here you are. And Jake, you around? So I think we should kind of get into this beer and see what you think.
Wait a second. That's Jerry Garcia. Where's Jake? Dude.
So Jake, you went out and decided to kind of brew this Hazy Pale Ale.
Yeah.
What was the intent there? What were you trying to do? What were you trying to achieve?
So, you know, Spoonful is like, it's such a good, and I guess now you can call some of these flavors like classic, you know, even though they're relatively new style as hazy IPA, but like Spoonful hits all those notes to a T. You know, I love it. It's like, it's got your mango, pineapple, all those good citrus notes. So I like to do I've done a couple pale ales previously, hazy pales, to try to show a little bit of contrast from
the character.
I guess, yeah, like the quintessential hazy IPA. So this one's going to be a little bit lighter, and I went and hit some different hops for some, you know, contrasting fruit notes and some other cool stuff. So
what's the ABV?
5.9, so it's a little bit lighter.
Spoonful 7.
Spoonful is 6.5. Annex is 7 too.
Okay.
So
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So you said you use different hops, right?
Yeah.
So is that where the fruity, like, temperature, you know, the taste come from in there? Or
so
what?
yeah, you're gonna get some of it from the yeast that we use. You know, it's good. It's a British yeast, so that kicks off some fruity esters in itself. But you can really shape and mold the character of a hazy through the hops. You know, that's the star of the show in a hazy. Like any IPA is going to be the hops.
So there's really no like fruit that's involved in it. I always thought like, who thought about putting an orange?
Yeah, mango
Yeah,
or
beer.
something.
Yeah, and
You know.
it's cool because a lot of these compounds that you associate with fruit, they actually are some of the same or similar compounds that are in the fruit. So it's not even just your brain imagining these things. Like this is real compounds that are also present in hops. So yeah, it's really cool, and you can almost trick yourself into thinking there's actually fruit in them, but it's really just hitting it with a ton of hops.
I just learned something new.
And selecting the right ones. So should we
let's
should we hit it and see what we got going on here?
Which is this here?
All right, so we'll start with the Disco Infiltrator.
That is like an awesome name. Where did you come up with Disco Infiltrator?
I take a lot of the inspiration from music, and I think as a whole we're a very music loving brewery here. So one of my favorite bands, LCD Sound System, has a great song, Disco Infiltrator, and it just stuck out to me as an awesome beer name. And I was saving it for I had that name in the works and this beer in the works for months, but it took time to find the right time to do it. So we finally did it. I have the Disco Infiltrator in our glass here, so I'm excited to see what you think.
You don't have to swirl, John.
I don't know. I feel like I got to swirl. I'm going to swirl. And it's interesting that you came up with Disco Infiltrator during the pandemic because we're just trying to stay alive.
So yeah, take a whiff of that.
All right.
So I was evaluating this beer the other day, and I feel like I got like Meyer lemon or something like that. What are some of the notes that you're pulling from the hops?
So for me, I definitely get like orange, fresh squeezed oranges.
Okay.
Tangerine. I definitely see the lemon. And that's why it's cool to taste with people because other people can pick out stuff that you don't necessarily pick. But it's there, And I was talking with John recently about just the flavors that you get. Some of these are there too, and each person can pick out individual ones.
Beer makes me want to be a Bee Gee.
For sure.
Do you evaluate beers like what we're talking about on our level, or do you just know, like, I like this, I don't like that?
I think I'm a simple man that likes simple drinks. No, I'm just kidding. No, if I like it, I like it. I mean, I'd like beer that tastes like beer. This is actually, I don't normally like hazy IPAs because I don't like necessarily a lot of fruit, but this is great. It's not like overpowering. It's got tastes like grapefruit to me.
Sure, yeah.
I can tell now. You said it's so funny when you say tangerine and orange. I'm now like, oh, okay, I can kind of get that
for sure. And that's what's cool about we layered up 4 different hop varieties, so each one is going to contribute multiple aromas. We can combine them all together, and some will stand out more than others. So. When, like I said, I definitely get fresh orange, tangerine, definitely grapefruit, for sure. Like you just get tons of citrus. So it's like if you can pick out which citrus fruits
you got to have like a tremendous knowledge of what these compounds are going to brew in the end. I mean, do you just go back and mad scientist it and just say, I'm going to try this and this and this? Or do you already know what yeasts go with what hops?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. The best way to design a beer is starting from the end. You imagine what you want the beer to taste like, and then go back,
reverse engineer,
and figure out. So how do you get these flavors into the beer?
Well, how do you think about do you think about beer being? See, I think about beer being an experience.
Yeah.
Like kitchen sink is Horse Thief Hollow to me,
for sure,
right? This. I'll always remember being like brewed during this time at Horse Thief, where I was in this port. Do you think about the experience, or do you think about taste?
Well, you got to start with taste for sure, but a big part of beer is the experience. I mean, when I go to any brewery or bar, like when I want to taste a beer, I'm gonna order a pint of it because on the note of like an experience, the experiences of a pint is top to bottom generally. So it's both. You enjoy the flavors and then the experience around you and the people and friends that you can sip the beer with. So I think this beer lends well to a good experience. So
this would be a great summertime beer.
Yeah, for sure. So we got our first batch out now.
I'm not jive talking either. This is good stuff.
We're definitely going to be doing more for the summer because I think
it reminds me of spring, dude. It's like really like spring beer.
Yeah, I agree. For sure. We'll try it with Spoonful and just kind of talk about what some of the differences are between the two. But totally agree. This when I was doing some tasting comparisons, Spoonful was a little bit sweeter, in my opinion, and I kind of like the Disco in that it was a little bit drier, and it like begged for you to want more. So
for sure, and that's where the drier finish comes in, and like it just really it calls for another sip. And it's not a dry beer either. Like it's got the classic soft finish for the style. So, but with a little less residual sugar, it's easier to follow it up with another sip, and the lower ABV helps too.
I think I have to cleanse my palate with a little bit of kitchen sink.
I mean, like a couple
triple fist in here.
This is
on a Monday afternoon. It's good stuff.
It is right before a snowstorm. There's no better. I tell you, there's no better place to experience beer than here.
I agree.
I think it's great.
Maybe like the Bahamas. It might be nice too.
Well,
we should get some beer to the Bahamas.
I would be good with that.
Yeah,
that's
the horse thief too.
Get Jimmy Buffett to come in and open it up with us.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested in what you guys think of side by side.
Yeah. So go, John. Try Spoonful and then Disco, and see if you can pick up anything that is different between the two.
Spoonful's a pouty little beer. It's light. It's not fruity to me.
Okay. What do you got instead of fruit? If you could name it, I don't want to put you two on the spot.
Oh my gosh, I don't have that educated.
Yeah.
My palate doesn't have a GED.
Okay.
But this, I think of this as a hot weather drink, lighter. Like you could drink a little bit more of it, and it's lighter.
Yeah.
This is more of like spring, like it has a little bit more fruit, hope. Like I think of it as hope.
I guess
hope as a hope.
I didn't pick up on hope. But now you mention it, it's kind of in there. Yeah.
It's great because it's
kind of hopey.
It's the promise of something to come.
Yeah, and I think on the spring note,
I think you should.
Did you take edibles before you showed up?
I think you should put this on the label. Promise of something to come.
Yeah.
No,
that's it's not a bad thing right now. We're right where we are in the world. I think we got some good stuff on the horizon. So,
yeah.
And on the note of spring, like I think this beer does have like a bit of a floral character too. So it goes with the whole everything's gonna bloom, in the spring. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
And then compared to kitchen sink being like a little bit more traditional, This is like a steak beer.
Oh yeah.
Or
it is. You're right. It's a burger beer.
Beer, steak beer.
Yeah, for sure. So slight contrast. I think that Spoonful is a little bit sweeter.
Yep.
And I get more like of a mango flavor out of it. More of like tropical note. Still has some citrus and stuff. But I mean, what's your take?
Yeah, so the Spoonful's got more body. It's more full. Like I said before, it's got more residual sugar. I designed the Disco Infiltrator to have less residual sugar, so a lighter body. It's gonna finish cleaner. call for more sips. You know, it's easier to put down a pint. Not that it's hard to put down a pint of spoonful. That's sometimes too easy to put down. You know, but
dude, Disco Infiltrator makes you feel like you are like you have a secret love for disco, and you don't want anybody to know about it. But you know what, man, you got to embrace it because
I totally agree.
I mean,
Got to embrace it.
it is.
So, what would you pair this beer with? Disco.
Disco, I mean, I say for hazies, like I like to go simple, like go with our classic burger. Man. I like to keep the, you know, I don't want too much to get in the way of this beer.
Okay.
So like a good burger, our classic one, get American cheese on it, you know, just like straight meat and potatoes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let the beer shine and let the burger shine too. Don't get anything too mixed up with each other. You know, this is like, I can't wait to eat our burgers for sure, and then I'm gonna grill in my backyard all summer and drink Disco Infiltrator. So
Wow.
I got that plan going already.
How did you come up with the idea for the brew club?
Oh, the Craft Society?
Yeah, Craft Society.
Well, I think that, you know, we came up with this idea in Q2, Q3 of 2020.
Q meaning quarter.
Quarter, yeah.
For those not business league
Right.
challenged.
Right.
Cool. All right, cool.
So what we want to do is find a way to connect with our customers, introduce new products to them, show them some of the barrel aged things that we're working on, or specialty beers that we're working on. So then we wanted to introduce
I
this.
wanted more. Yeah,
You're liking it, huh?
I do. I really like it. It's really refreshing. It's great.
Yeah, I'm glad you do.
It is.
Is this going to replace kitchen sink?
No,
But
but
good, 'cause it's
honest
not going to be
answer.
around as long.
I don't know. To me, this is kitchen sink is this place, and that's why I love it.
You're
so
so
much.
sentimental.
You know what? Yeah, love is love, man.
You know what though? I agree too, and I don't want to make this a kitchen sink video, but I just want to touch on it because John's in love with it, and like so am I. Like I have this love letter in my head for kitchen sink sometimes because the first time I ever came to Horsey Hollow, I sat right there and ordered a kitchen sink and was like, it's crazy. It's like just a whole new world. It was just like. You know, that beer blasted me. I was like, "Whoa, this is Beverly's. We're on Western Avenue." Like, you know, kitchen sink and
A new fantastic way. No, just
dude. I
kidding.
mean, and every time I drink a kitchen sink, I think about the first time I came here and sat at the end of the bar. I was like, "Wow, this is something special." So,
It's awesome.
yeah, I just had to throw that in.
Well, I had no idea what I was doing when I developed the recipe, so I'm glad you guys both like it.
It's great. How do now? I'm a founding member of the Brew Society.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
I'm honored. How do you? I mean, your membership's got to have grown crazy.
We've been very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, great support.
Well, how do you? I mean, where do you want to see this go? I mean, is it going to continue to be local, or are you going to start going bigger with different areas?
I mean, there's some logistical challenges involved in shipping beer, but it's certainly something we'd be interested in doing. I just think as long as we're communicating beer, creating new things, that people are appreciating it, then the sky's the limit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's fantastic. Man.
Right on. So let's get into next month's.
So yeah, next month
Pat Mac.
we're doing Pat Mac. The Irish Red. It's great. It's one of my favorite beers to brew, and it gets me ready again for spring.
I love that you celebrate Pat Mac's Pack.
Yeah.
It is something
Well, the
else.
McNamara's are awesome people.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know everything that Pat Mac's Pack does?
I mean,
we're going to find out more next month.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
We'll have them on,
It is
and-
an amazing, generous love that they just give to the world.
Yeah.
In this.
In supporting pediatric brain cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I let them talk about it, but
Yeah.
man, it is it's amazing. So thanks for doing that, and thanks for having Disco Infiltrator.
Yeah, cheers, brother.
Because, dude, I'm just seeing Saturday Night Fever all of. What is it? Was this a beer? This is a beer that's so good. That's my best John Travolta
It's the
from
best.
the 1970s.
It's the best reaction I could hope for. To hear this
What,
beer,
me?
so.
What?
Yeah.
Where? Why? What? It is a great beer.
Awesome. Thank you. And
Okay.
thanks for coming to taste it.
Well, on that note, guys, thanks for coming by, John.
Oh man, thanks for having me. Thanks
Yeah.
for opening
Cheers,
up.
brother.
Cheers, guys.
Good seeing you. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.
Join the brew society. You won't be
That's
sorry.